episode with your boy, man. We're about to talk some watches. Actually, we're gonna talk about tariffs and watches, history, YouTubers, and everything else in between. We're gonna be on for about an hour. So for those of you guys that's catching this on replay, appreciate you guys. What do you guys normally put in hashtag replay, hashtag run it back? So if you're one of those people, appreciate it. Wrist check. Let's go ahead and get the wrist check in. I have on the Zodiac today, giving a few other watches a rest today. One of which wow. So we were rudely interrupted by another YouTuber just a few seconds ago. We'll talk about this YouTuber in future videos. Actually, want to recruit this YouTuber, and it appears that they have no home training. But I appreciate you for watching. They're gonna come in and say, "Hey, I say, yo, good morning, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in." Today I want to talk about some things. I actually have a format today. It's right here. So if you see me looking down, I'm reading. I want to stay on topic because I actually want feedback from what we're going to talk about, which is tariffs. We're going to talk about, ADs, the ones that I've dealt with, some that I've read about on Google. And I do have some stuff I'm going to play because I was listening to this news broadcast about tariffs currently. Now, misconception, right? One of the biggest things was, is tariffs, the 39% that was imposed by our government, does that 39% hit the MSRP of, and we're just talking watches today, right? Well, I'll talk a little bit about other things, but watches, and no, it does not. It's import cost. And I will refer to you to a channel, Hobby of Ours, right? D actually dropped a short, and he breaks down if you're buying from the Japanese market. I don't know if it was eBay. I think it was eBay. That 39% is actually imposed on the import of the goods that you buy. So he breaks it down to where if you were looking to buy Breitling or whatever luxury good, even the German brand was in there. Dude, a $26,000 product or watch was like $8,900 to import to America. So you basically, I didn't know the original price of the item he was looking at, which was a Speedmaster, I believe, particular Speedmaster, winter edition or something like that. $8,900 to import that sucker here, bro. $8,900 is a whole nother watch, a whole nother luxury watch. That's like buying a Cartier or something, bro. That's buying a Tudor, which we'll talk about Tudor here in a second. Dude, that's crazy money. That's crazy. Yo, what's up? Let me welcome everybody in. Jay Jones, Luciano, Mina, Robert Wood is in the building. Welcome in, Rob. Mr. Wood. I was catching y'all broadcasts and stuff like that. I was actually walking. When I'm walking, I'll listen in. So it's like listening to a podcast. But anyway, what I would like you guys to do, for those that's catching the replay, or if you're in right now, what does tariffs mean to you right now? And I'm reading from actual comments, and I scoured, since for the past 2 days, I've been scouring the internet on what people have been saying, how people are feeling. I actually talked to a couple of ADs, and man, when I tell you, this is crazy, the whole 39% thing. The 39% tariffs only applies to Switzerland. However, other countries do have or may have their own tariffs. Yes, I've seen it. Hannibal, here's the crazy thing. It's like German watches were safe, or according to what people like. I'm going to turn to German watches. I'm going to buy more watches from China or Japan or something like that, Indonesia. And some are seeing that some of the German watches are being hit, and they're scratching their heads like, okay, how are German watches being affected by this? But I was looking at a show yesterday, right? And it was like, I heard something for the first time, right? Christopher Ward, we're going to talk about Christopher Ward here in a second, man. But I want to go through everything in order. Please thumbs up the lives and film. Thank you, appreciate that. Julius Caesar, Hell Caesar is in the building, y'all. Is Breitling and Ulysses Nardan on the same level? I'm gonna tell you this, Luciano. I can't actually answer that because I don't know. I don't follow. Now I like Breitling. I'm going to choose Breitling over UN all day. However, in the past week, I have heard more about UN than most watches. Right. So what YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram has been feeding me on the algorithm is UN, even Christopher Ward, Tudor, and what was the other one? Of course, Rolex. But UN, like I've never really researched that brand, right? But man, for whatever, I don't know what it was. The algorithm is like, yo, you need to know about this. So I've been seeing it a lot. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it. So I can't really say, man, because I think I don't know. Honestly, I can't give you a definite. Somebody in the chat that has more experience with those that follow more, please chime in on that. The tariffs not only affect watches, but a lot of other purchases. Yes. So y'all know I work in retail, right? And liquor has gone up. Like I've seen alcohol just shot up, right? And like in some cases it's like $2 per unit. And they may, and the thing about it too, even though it is more, that's not gonna keep people alcohol sales, cigarette sales, that I don't care how high that goes, it won't affect, because I used to work at a gas station, right? And I know that people were paying Newports, I'm trying to think what it was like $2.25 a pack or something like that. And then I before, in a year's time, I watched it go from $2.25 up to like $3.50 or something like that, and people were still buying it. I was watching people that was coming in buying cartons at $22.50, and some of those cigarettes over time went up to $48, and people were still buying it. So really don't. Yeah, people were still going to buy it. And the same thing with the watch market, which we're talking about. Like, we're going to keep it mostly to watches, best I can, but. Dude, and if there's something that you've seen that's going up because of tariffs, man, put it in the comment. Put it in the comment section, because today's episode, I really wanted to be a reference point for this. In 2025, what are we experiencing? You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Turkey's in the building. What's going on? Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. We have billboards with UN as more than Rolex. Really? See, here in Indiana, I'm gonna tell you, the most I've seen on the billboards has been Tudor. Every Swiss watch manufacturer is sending a lot of stock in the country to avoid the tariffs. Yeah, I've seen that. Man, I'm not trying to fast forward to Christopher Ward because because like that's down the line. We're 8 minutes in right now. JC Watches in the building. I still buy no matter the tariffs. And that's the other thing. Ben 10 is in the building, man. What's good? That's good. Randy Thompson, that Zodiac looking clean. Yes, sir. Cleansed. Hey, what y'all rocking right now? What y'all got on the wrist, man? Please let me know what's on the wrist. A vintage Technos. Ooh, okay. Wrist check. S1 Rally, Dragon Dial. Talked to the Rolex AD yesterday. They have stock, but don't have stock. Oh man, we got a super chat in the building. Thank you very much for the super chat in the building. Yeah. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the super chat. Super chat bounce. You feel me? I'm telling you. Hey, if y'all missed it, dude, I'm gonna tell you this. I had Jake and the crew doing the super chat bounce, man. That was hilarious. I went back and watched it, bro. You know what? I absolutely love doing this. I love the channel. I love how you guys show up, man. You guys second to none as far as I'm concerned, dude. And then I was looking at the comments. Y'all was cracking up, man. The smiley faces, the laughter, man. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Yeah. All right, so we running. He said run it back. Hold on. What is going on? I gotta like, you know what I'm saying? We got that super chat in the building. Thank you very much. That goes toward, and you know what's crazy is towards the end of the year, one of the biggest plans is to bless somebody with a watch towards the end of the year. Very pristine watch. And it's actually going to be from a couple of companies that the person will be able to choose themselves, right? So I'm choosing, like I've been working behind the scenes, man. Been working behind the scenes. I want to make tariffs a non-factor for certain things, right? One of my goals is to, and it's not so much to celebrate or promote like a luxury brand, but like, dude, I was talking to Jake yesterday, because I blew past through Trifecta yesterday. We just had a general conversation, and we were talking about AliExpress brands versus your major brands, right? Be it luxury or Casio or something like that, mid-tier. And the conversation went just like any conversation that I've seen on YouTube. Will you choose a AliExpress brand over your luxury brand at this point in life? Will you buy a Chinese brand? Is a Chinese brand something that, you know, like, okay, so if you are one that like Cartier or you like Omega, and there's a brand that literally it's a homage to that's coming out of China, would you purchase that watch and enjoy it, wear it? Or would you save up to buy the regular? I think that's a valid question. We talked about that thing yesterday. Federal Reserves, okay. I said, what's going on? DK's in the building. Maybe it's delayed for some pieces now, but because of tariffs. Jake, white chocolate trifecta, yes sir. I'm telling you, man. Hey, I was talking to him yesterday, man. He was telling me how much he enjoyed the conversation, and that's good. I mean, I love that, man. I love hearing these conversations. I love the fact that like we're connecting, man. Tariffs or not, like the watches just got us here, man. So, speaking of which, I was listening to this broadcast. Let's see. Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. See if y'all, where is it?
The luxury watches produced by Swiss company Armin Strom are handmade. Many of them are one of a kind. Their price is in the 5 to 6 digit range. Made in Biel, the watches are sold all over the world. The US is an important market. Thus, Washington's punitive tariffs of 39% will hit the company hard.
It's very difficult to absorb these import duties, so we can't do that. 39% is simply not possible for us to cover. We have to pass it on.
That means retailers and customers in the US will pick up the tab. Watches produced here for export to the US will become more expensive.
Okay, all right. So that is called Lead Story. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. Hopefully you heard that. The title is How Will U.S. Tariffs Impact Swiss Watchmakers? And here's the deal about that is one of the conversations I saw on the podcast, a couple of them, was the jobs that are in trouble, they're in jeopardy of losing jobs. And there are a bunch of microbrand companies that could very well fold or close up. And that led to this other conversation that I heard about, there's like what they say, close to 500 microbrands and independents that's available to you right now, which is crazy when you think about it. Dude, I've been to so many different microbrand company, watch fairs, right? And I think the bare minimum I've ever seen was probably 45, somewhere around there, 45 companies. And you think, like, you going through all these different companies. Give you an example. You got Laurier, Formex, Ferris Swift, Helm, Van Banner, Stella, Aragon, Visitor, Dufresne, Trafford, Zellos, South Baltimore, Jack Mason, and the beloved Christopher Ward, just to name a few of these things. And that led to a conversation that for the first time I've heard somebody really not liking Christopher Ward, right? And the conversation was like, during this whole tariff situation, I hope Christopher Ward fails. I hope they close the door. I also also saw the comments that they said, "Yippee! That means that Invicta's next." It's people been praying on the downfall of Invicta. And if Invicta actually, it really don't matter if Invicta fails or not, because that still pushed a lot of customers over to Aragon, because Aragon, basically, come on, it's a dead ringer for those that like the larger sizes and you like the different dial colors and stuff like that. Which that brings like the pros and cons of microbrands and independence. I actually have this. This is coming from research on Google and YouTube, right? What are the pros of choosing a microbrand over a well-known brand? Innovation and competition, potential leading to better products, on-the-fly adjustment, hardness coating, increased water resistancy, elements for less. So on the dials, you may get meteorite. You can't get meteorite. You can get the stone dials. You can have the 3D printed dials on there. And if you put, or even the skeletonized, and if you put that on any other watch, you're literally going to pay tens of thousands of dollars more, right? Case in point, Invicta shine in the diamond department, right? They used to have a certification that came with their diamonds, right? And I know this is, yes, he said, must be a special day Trap doesn't have on the lid. Man, it was hot this morning, bro. I was like, nope, no hat. I didn't feel like sweating like that. And I walked a couple miles to get here, you know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, no hat today, baby. Let's see, microbrands are the new movement that scares the Swiss market, JC Watch says. The fact that they finessed you all will fade and watches will gain value, I believe. And man, you know what? That's the conversation. Hold on, let me pin that. Let me pin that. Might be time to seriously focus on American brands. Okay, so that was the thing, Hannibal. Now the problem with that is like you only have a few watchmakers here that can produce something like that. There was a company that I heard about in New York. Some guy, I can't remember the name. It was on Skylar Santana was talking. He had a live last week, and I can't remember the name of this company. He has his own CNC machine, or made it, right, to where he's making watches in his basement. Microbrand, if you will. I don't know the price of the watch. I don't even know what the watches look like. So you will have to refer to Skylar's last live and just filter through. I think it's closer towards the end of his live. Probably maybe 15 minutes before he ended the live, somewhere around there. Unless you just want to watch the whole thing. And I say that because if I miss somebody's live, I'll still watch it because I want to get, like I do a lot of research, man. Matter of fact, I'm show you, I have no problems. This is just stuff that I've written down from people from YouTube, what's being said. And then I kind of weigh in on it myself. And this isn't to be a political conversation because like the 39% tariff thing is terrible. And there's some, let me get into this. There's some that say, I could care less. I hope the luxury watch market fails. That is coming from people in chats from larger, like some of the larger hitters out there. And I mean YouTubers. Let's say higher prices could cause some buyers to defer purchases, explore other luxury items, or go to the pre-owned market. And I've seen that. There's been an increase in the pre-owned section. There's people that I'm looking on Facebook that are doing trades now. They're trading between each other, right? Something that they've never done. Well, I'm not going to say never, but it wasn't as hyped as it is now. People are like, yo, I'm not about to spend that much more money, right? So that news publication that I just let you guys listen to, use Rolex as an example. So your $9,500 sub goes to like $10,006 with the tariff. So you're talking about, what was it, 12 to 14% increase, which started on the 7th. Today is now the 19th. The microbrands are the new movement. I read that. Let's see. House X in the building. What's going on? Welcome. Lone Rangers in here. Trap the note taker. Man, hey, bro, listen, man. You know what's crazy? This took me a few days, but and I dumbed it down as much as possible. I was like, there's so much information, man. This tariff talk, I think, should be handled in a way that you have a panel of people and you get to hear everybody's thoughts on it, right? Because this thing is heavy. It's heavy, but because this led to a conversation of people showing where they stand. Some people are promoting the luxury brands more than the micro brands. There are people that say, hey, you know what? We got too many micro brands. And let me ask you guys this. Do we have too many micro brands? You guys think we have way too many micro brands out there? And I would love to weigh in on that. Micro brands are a drop in the ocean, too niche within an already niche community. Brands that rely on e-wash movements will always be slaves to the fate of the mainstream watch industry. Bro, I gotta tag that one. I gotta put that up there, bro, because that was what we talked about yesterday, day before yesterday. And I was looking at listening to some stuff. Higher prices definitely will help motivate me to slow down, but with the way I have been winning, I need more trophies. And that's one thing too that I chimed in on a couple of them. Was like, even though these tariff situation and yes, money is tight for just maintaining your vehicle. You may need a new roof. I've seen medical equipment, people that got asthma and stuff like that. All these different machines that people use on a daily basis, if they fail, yes, the cost of these things have gone up, right? Big pharma, you're like, it's a lot. And we're just talking watches. We're not even talking about all the other stuff that we definitely need to survive. Who cares about a watch at this point? Because if you're watching this, you have a tablet or a cell phone or a computer. Or some of you guys, if you're not at work, you may be watching me on TV right now or whatever. But regardless of the fact, there's other things that are way more important than watches. But because we like watches, dude, that's a crazy situation, man. Now, what do you do? What do you do? Now, there was a message from multiple channels saying that Americans are gullible and will fall for anything when it comes to watches. They can say that these watches are worth this watch has this watch can dance on water, this watch was even worn by Jesus, man, during the days of the Last Supper. Like, there's all type of stuff that's being said about watches that we'll fall for, right? Meteorite is said to be 250 million years old. You got it in your watch, right? And then there's some that saying, well, that doesn't make sense. Don't matter. They're saying that Americans are gullible and you can say anything. Does heritage actually matter? I think these are valid questions. What was the first wristwatch was said to be made in like 1810 or something like that. It was for a queen, somebody of noble worth. And that was when watchmaking was like, they're literally hand building a watch, right? So these things that we go crazy for, now it's time, enter the watch. And I always go back to this one because this is one of my favorite top 5 watches of all time within my collection, not yours. I absolutely enjoy and dig this watch because the original was built and used and bought and purchased and worn during the time that the Great Depression was happening, right? And to survive that. Hence, we have the Swatch Group today, but I'm not gonna say this is a highly sought after watch because it's still available in certain areas, right? They still have some you can still get. Now, this particular model is sold out. They don't make these anymore. They discontinued, but you can get the blue version. But the thing about it is, you'll have some that'll say Tissot is entry level. You'll have some that say, hey, shoot, I worked hard. I finally got this watch for $1,000. Dude, I'm good. And they approach Tissot the same way some approach Rolex. But does that make them wrong? Does that make them wrong? Because some people will alienate them to say, well, yeah, that's cute, but you want a real watch, you better get either this Rolex or this Omega. Let's get into the chat real quick. RGM is now making their own movements. I don't know, maybe because I didn't get a speedy first. JC Watt says, to hell with the Swiss. They can eat they can eat the tariffs. Cut out the AD and save on the tariffs. Okay, I'm pinning that. Because we're having a conversation, and I want, if you, like, we're 25 minutes into it, man. Chime in. Chime in. If you want to replay, you made it this far, what do you think? Let's see. I have one RGM, but don't want another one for some reason. Ben 10, what? So let me ask you this, Ben 10. Side note. What would you say is your most worn, or like your most worn watch? What do you wear the most that you gravitate towards? Not so much your favorite, but your most worn. MCC, Johnny in this thing. Timepiece attorney, even microbrands are being hit by the tariffs. I just got Airbus that cost me $400. The tariffs was $252. God, dog. Woo. And there's something to say about that, because with Airbus and matter of fact, where is it? Where is it? Do I have it? All right. Islander combo, right? And this is Gentry Labs. Airbus and Islander, from what I saw in just comments, people can do without. They don't like, they hate. There's some people that absolutely hate. They want this company to go away. They want Airbus to go away. They don't think it's worth the time. It is a money grab. It's this is comments that people are leaving on some of these major channels, and it comes down to some of these things are homage pieces. They're gimmicks. There are a lot of things, but I'm like, that can be said across the board. They want your money, regardless. I don't care if it's AP. I don't care if it's Richard Mille. I don't care if it's Frank Mueller, which I've seen in the past few days. Seen quite a few of those publications. But what we talking? Hey, I'd have been banned for less. Are we getting canceled? Are you guys canceling me now? I know, right? You can't cancel Trapvision. What? Oh. Man, no. It's possible. If possible, buy estate watches, vintage. Okay. I appreciate microbrands no matter how many there are. Many won't last, but they will add history to them. Case in point, and I don't mean to jump off topic what I was just saying. Hold up, matter of fact, let me show you a watch company. A lot of you guys already know who this is. Zelos. Hands down, has been like coined as one of the best microbrand watch companies out there. Period, bro. I'm talking about, this thing is the equivalent for those that are into like hip hop and shoes. This thing is dropping like Jordans. People are going to this like retro J's. I'm telling you, man, they stand in line. When that counter goes down, sold out. For the most part, the only ones I've seen that's not sold out are those skeletonized. It's one skeletonized. I don't even know the name of it, but it's like, is it like over $2,000? I think it is, or close to $2,000, somewhere around there. But do you think that like we have too many? And I don't see if that tariff thing continues. Yeah, man. I've talked to a couple of people. Now, here's the other thing that I want to talk. Now, I didn't write this in notes, but this is just from conversation. Keep in mind, what does it take for an authorized dealer to stay in business? And in some cases, based off of the comments that I read and recorded, some people, and he was even saying here, some people can say, let's just cut out the middleman and go directly from the company. We don't need ADs. ADs are shady. They add stuff. They got wait lists. They got all this crap, right? Well, what's crazy is Helm. Helm is another company, a microbrand that has a crazy wait list. Yeah, because I waited 4.5 years for one and I missed it. I missed the freaking email. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Some people want the ADs to be cut out, especially during this time, because like an AD, they got to get their money. So why not be like buy direct from that company? And that was a question: will your favorite company go away? So like, and I mean like, there's some main brands that are in trouble. There's some main brands in trouble. Now it was said that companies like AP and Vacheron and Rolex aren't in trouble of tariffs because of the scarcity. People are going to still buy these watches, highly sought after timepieces, and it has something to do with the legacy of that company. I actually got it written down here, and I'm actually going out of order of how I got my notes, but that's fine. Oh, here you go. It said top tier brands like Rolex, Cartier, AP already have strong brand equity, so they are not in trouble of the tariffs slowing down sales. I can get you a Zenith for under 800. Oh, we need to talk. I have checked those links and it derives from it thrived in the 30s and 70s, but now it's Brazilian owned. I learn something every day. I learn something. The more I get into vintage, the less I spend on luxury, or at least this is a lie I tell myself. What's up, Kev Cook in the building, man? Welcome in. I'm not focused on microbrands. Look for vintage or pre-owned. Pre-owned right now, man, is on fire. This is what they're talking about right now. The pre-owned market shot through the freaking roof, man. Oh, Seiko got a Pepsi coming out. They got their own Pepsi, man. And from the comment section, I've seen some saying it's too gimmicky for them, but like I think that was dope. And I always wondered, I said, we talk like with Rolex. I'm surprised nobody's actually had a collaboration with Pepsi, actually. You know what I'm saying? And that's weird. And they got it. So, and I do credit Jack Mason for having a partnership with Dr. Pepper, which made sense because I didn't know Dr. Pepper was founded in Texas. Had no idea. Let's see. I love estate sales and auctions for the most part. They just get a bit addictive. Ooh, estate sales, man, you can walk away with some crazy stuff, man, for cheap. Timepiece attorney says, I tend to pick up my Sin 556, not my favorite, but my most worn. And I saw that Sin 556 for the first time a few months back, and God, dog, that is a beautiful watch. That's such a beautiful watch, man. I'm like, I can see myself in it, rocking that thing until the cows come home, whatever that means. But yeah, that is a great watch that I don't own. And then Ted said, I'm starting to want to send. They are sharp watches. Any titanium watches will be more in my collection. The lightness is splendid. Okay. Don't most modern watch companies start as micros like Zellos, Christopher Ward, etc.? And if so, if Charlotte and get an audience become independent, because I think Nomadic is sliding out of that microbrand space into that independent. Formex is another one. You can't consider Formex to be an independent. I mean, a microbrand at this point. Definitely Christopher Ward, right? And what do you guys think about that? Now, I'm gonna ask this again. Do you guys think that Christopher Ward is overhyped? But they are, according to experts, they are one of the companies that are at risk because on their structure, how they're modeled, they're at risk of failing because of this tariff situation. But that goes again, if Christopher Ward goes up 15, let's say between 15 and 18%, will you still buy Christopher Ward? For those that are, I don't own one, and I've been to multiple watch fairs, and I absolutely dig Christopher Ward. I like the transparency. I watched the episode of This Watch, That Watch. Mike gives his analysis or synopsis, if you will, of Christopher Ward. And I think, man, you know what's crazy? There is such a romantic dance that he and a few other YouTubers do when they're talking about watches. And it's one of those things where, like, one thing I could respect about his channel, I'm not saying I agree with everything he says, but I do respect the fact how he breaks it down, right? And then there's a part of, like, there's like not like a brand loyalty that he has. He shares what he likes about the companies and likes about the watches that he owns or what have you. But I just like the way he presents. That's just me. I know he's not everybody's fancy. Trap not bad, and they send a bracelet size 2. Hold up, I missed. You retracted your statement, bro. The guy was so happy. Giving gifts to people really is a special thing. Yeah, oh yeah. Islander Upper Brookville is on my wrist. Oh man, I have that Upper Brookville, bro. I like mine, bro. I tell you. But this, ooh. PA Jewelers. I gotta get back out there. Okay, so you're tired of seeing Seikos. Well, get ready, brother, because Seikos is on the move, bro. They on the rise. They are on the rise. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that, based on what people are saying, by the tariffs being prominent right now, Seikos and Citizens are going to be in Boulevard, are going to be the preferred. And now there's still some microbrands. Now here's the other thing too, is some of the companies that I know of trying to buy Swiss parts. What are they saying? That microbrands companies will possibly switch over to Miyota and NH35s. Those that's not use the NH35s or Miyota because they're having a hard time, or like they don't want to transfer that price over to the customer. They're going Miyota or NH35. And Mark from Long Island Watches did a video last month about a shortage in NH35s, and it could possibly be because Casio just came out with that edifice with the NH35, and I'm sure that they bought up a lot of them. But you have to refer back to that video. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of referring back to this, that, and the other. I'm so glad that it's cooling down so I can put on leather. Here, man, it's still hot, man. I own a bunch of Christopher Wards, still own 3. They are staying put in the collection. I've liked them for years. Okay. 21st, okay. Have to watch. I don't know. Okay. Off of these depends if brand grows their audience. Micro web-based brands independents aren't able to scale. Yeah. Now this is you talked about that's actually in my notes, man. People are looking to Seiko at this point. And this is like no sympathy given to luxury brands that are suffering, that may have to close the doors. This is coming from collectors, enthusiasts, people, consumers, people that are saying that this is going to be a market adjustment. This is the market adjustment that we were needing because luxury brands are extremely hot. Now, I was talking about this last night. I remember when I was going to Iraq, I knew I was gonna buy some watches. I knew it, right? That's when I bought my first Rolex and then bought a Breitling, right? It was reckless. I didn't have to buy, but I was like, dude, you know what? I want to own one, so I bought 2, right? And that Breitling was it cost more than my Rolex. The Breitling I paid $3,300 for. Yeah. So now, your same style of Breitling is like close to $10,000 at this point. And I remember there was a date just there. I think it was like $2,700. This is like, I'm in Kuwait. It was like $2,700 American dollars. And this was 2008. This is 2008. So I'm like, just to see the cost. Now, back home in Indiana in 2018, I remember a local AD had an Omega Seamaster. It was all blue, and it was like $2,800. It was just under $3,000. Fresh, brand new, no pre-owned. This is brand new.
Wow.
Now that same watch is like $5,500. So 2018, 2025, going into 2026. So there has been an increase in price, man. It's like, sheesh, bro. Like, and then now you got the tariff stuff on top of it. Rolex already seen a increase this year. A lot of watch companies seen an increase. Squale is another company that had an increase. And I like Squale, but you know, like, okay, would you spend, for those that like Squale or consider Squale, if that watch cost you $900 last year, and now because of tariffs, this watch will probably cost you $1,200, would you do it? Would you still buy it? There was a big increase after 2020. Heck yeah, god dog. Because Daytonas didn't cost as much as they do now. And that's, I bought that sucker, man, in 2008. It cost me $3,000, $3,000. That was in 2008, 2007, 2008. Because we were in Kuwait. I was in Kuwait in 2008. Was it 2007? Yeah, 2007. Yeah, 2007. Then yeah, I spent yeah. Speaking for myself, I'm very happy for the watches that I've collected over the years. I do not necessarily need another watch, but I do love the hobby. I can wait these tariffs out. Oh, speaking of which, who said that? That was so. Now this is crazy. I went across close to 7. There was 6 or 7 different channels, and I was just looking the similarities across the channels. And when I was cross-referencing, there was people in general saying, "I'm glad I got what I got. I'm glad I bought what I bought. Doesn't matter how the tariffs are. I have what I have." That's coming from you guys in the world of horology and YouTube, because I didn't look at any comments from Instagram or TikTok. I was just looking at what was being showcased. And I'm gonna tell you this too. This weekend, if I had to say what watch was promoted the most from what YouTube and TikTok was showing me, was Tudor. I went across over a dozen channels. And over a dozen channels from Friday to yesterday, there were a dozen channels that had over 100. It was actually 110,000 views. I calculated it. That talked about Tudor. They all talked about Tudor. Now, some of these channels, when you look at it, they have, like, they did their shorts and then they did the actual video. And if you go back a week before that, you got close to 1 million views in Tudor. And Tudor, according to, hold on, where did I have it? Okay, according to Watch Pro, this publication I found on Google. This was from February 20th, so it's a little older. It's older, right? But it's still this year. Tudor sales is down 23%. 23%. And then you add tariffs into it. And was it 4 months, or was it? Yeah, 4 months ago when the tariff situation was talked about, that was like one of the biggest topics, right? And that was one of the questions, where would Tudor fall in this? Rolex shouldn't be affected. And fast forward, I would love to see Mark do an update video on tariffs. I would love to see Teddy Bulbasaur, which Teddy right now is leading as far as Tudor and the tariffs, is leading in views and comments and what people are saying. It's crazy. It is so crazy. Now, some people are heartbroken about this tariff situation. I'll refer back to that comment that Hayo Silver just made. Do it matter? And that led into a comment. I was just talking to him yesterday that's where the whole I hope Christopher Ward fails conversation came into view. And speaking of Christopher Ward, I looked at equal amount of videos as the Tudor. So, and I wanted to compare Tudor to Christopher Ward, and I did the same amount. And dude, Christopher Ward across the board, view-wise, in 7 days, crushed views, man. You got 236,000 views, 37,000 views, 26,000 views, 221,000 views, 228,000 views, 113,000 views, 43K, 28K. The 28K and the 43K came from smaller channels, man, that got more views than they have subscribers, which is amazing. Some of you people that view need to subscribe to the channel because you got some valid information, man, so subscribe. You know who you are. You may come across the channel one day. They talked about brand recognition and heritage. Makes it harder to gain customers' trust. That's coming from microbrands and independents. That is one of the cons that people are saying when they were talking about Christopher Ward and any other microbrand that I mentioned earlier, like Visitor, Aragon, or the such. Let's see. Tudor also had a price increase the last few months aside from tariffs too. Yes, I saw. Yeah, you're right. In 2007, I was headed to Dubai, fresh out of Navy boot camp. Really? Yeah, 2007. I had trained to go to. Training started. No, I got word that I was going to Iraq in 2006. My training started in 2007, and we flew over, and we went to Tent City. And let's just say we weren't allowed in the city, which Kuwait, beautiful. Once you get past all the desert, their city is beautiful, man. But yeah, we weren't supposed to go. So, yeah, I still bought what I need to buy because I had the money. Stupid, bro. I had enough. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. My average cost is around $90, but people go crazy when you see it, man. Unpack this. Oh, okay. You're speaking another language, but welcome in. Hitesh, thank you for being here. I appreciate you for being here. Wow, what a bunch of rookies. Oh man, speaking for myself. Okay. All right. Ben 10 says, although Amazon is problematic as a company, all the super investors are buying. We should too. Look, let me put that up there because I want you guys to see, and anybody that's watching this replay in 47 minutes. I want to add value to this, man, and just food for thought. We'll be knocking this down or getting up out of here in a second, or a few minutes, 10 minutes, 12, 15, 20, somewhere around there. So moving on, I want to just say this. What was said overall is the pros of having micro brands in this tariff situation is you get more for less. Less the heritage and stuff like that. It is oversaturated according to the consumer. It's oversaturated. Micro brands can be a bare minimum up to 40 brands to choose from during one of these events, a maximum of 80 to 100. But you still get to see and experience, and they even talk to the creators and makers and stuff like that. But there are a sheer number of micro brands, which makes it a little harder to decipher who's the best, who's going to provide the best service if this watch fails, right? And one part was in-house. That term, in-house movement. Consider this: in-house movement means that they are investing a lot more money, and for those that do, you're talking on their end, possibly a few $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get this in, unless they got deep pockets, man, like who's going to invest that kind of money and not get that return, especially in this day and age? Now, there's a lot of money behind the scenes. There's a lot of money that these people are, like the vendors, when they go to a wind up, minutes and hours, they have to pay a certain dollar amount for those booths, right? If they don't make good on a return, in which I know Christopher Ward pays a decent amount of money, and they don't even sell watches at the events, it is solely information. It is solely getting your hands on it, looking at it, feeling it, and they're building up that hype for this watch. Is this worth my time? And in this day and age right now, with the tariffs being at the 39%, and again, that's the 39% is not on the MSRP. Still, whether it's 14%, 18%, somewhere in between there, It's still a decent amount of money, but I'm gonna tell you this. There was one guy that I was watching short. He said, "What difference do it make? You guys are gonna buy watches anyway. Like if it's something that you want, you're gonna spend the money on it. So like, why are we complaining about tariffs? Just spend the money and shut up." Um, there was somebody that, man, they was roasting Kevin O'Leary on this topic, man. Um, Kevin O'Leary goes on. I actually saw this, and he quote, well, this is his quote. Proud, like he's like the way he buys watches. He's proud of the dial. It has to be about the dial and the look and the heritage, of course. It doesn't have to be about the money. This opens up debate. This opens up they're hurling the insults. They're hurling their truths, their opinions, whatever the case was. It's like, okay, Kev, you're rich, bro. What you talking about? You don't know about tariffs. They're like, it's not going to affect you because, like, there were so many comments against that. And I'm not here to tear this man down. I don't know Kevin O'Leary. I can care less. Me personally, I don't care. I don't care how he collect. I really don't. All I know is I'm gonna refer back to that comment. I'm glad I collected what I collect, and my watch collection is not defined by your opinion of it. You know, not in, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. And that's just something that I think some people need to consider. You need to consider that. Like, for example, I showcased this watch so many times, and I've shown like my Time Fortress, if you will. This is not suitable for a lot of people. They're not going to gravitate towards this watch because it comes from a company that it doesn't have the heritage or legacy of a Tudor brand or Richmond brand, if you will, or anything from the Swatch Group. And I was watching Mike off of This Watch, That Watch, and he did a whole segment on Swatch, which I highly recommend you go check that out, and you know, we can talk about that later. I would like to revisit this with a couple other people, you know what I'm saying, Skylar, Tyree, anybody that want to jump on and actually talk about this, because I do want to get other perspectives. I want to hear as a whole, just from other people. Like, you guys have been chiming in with some stuff. There was a big increase after 20. Okay, I read that. Okay, let me get it. Okay, Johnny says, I think I'm going to buy more U.S. Microbrands this year. Keyword USA, and you'll have a chance to. You have a chance to, because they're doing it. What's the company? Oak and Oscar out in Chicago. The thing is, yeah, it's priced. It's up there in price. However, that price is only relative, right? Like, price is one of those things. If you find value in it, you're going to buy it regardless. Even through tariffs, I promise you, through tariffs. If you find value in it, if you think that that's what it's going to be, and I'm looking at it from perspective of you wearing it and enjoying the watch, you loving that brand, you loving what they stand for, not so much return on your investment, you know. And I know there's some that, hey, this is best for you because it's a great investment. That watch will accumulate a certain price point over time. So if you wanted to resell it, you can either get your money back out of it that you put into it, or an increase of 5% or more, just depending on what you get. You know, for those that, you know, like let's say, for instance, and I would never rule this out. Let's say you go and you buy a Patek, right, 5811 at in the state sale, right, and let's just say for some reason this thing gold, you buy it for like $5,000. You look on them, and they got boxing papers, and you look on online, you see how much is this watch worth, and they say the particular model that you got, based on condition and stuff like that, could fetch you up to $80,000. Well, shoot, you just came up, you paid $5,000, and if you could find somebody that's willing to give you $80,000 or even 75, you up. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. You know what I'm saying? But there are some people that absolutely love buying. There is a fear of missing out, FOMO. There's a fear of missing out, and there's people that are buying and they don't want to stop buying. They don't. We touched this last week, man. It's a dopamine hit. Case in point, where my man at? Hold on, where Jay Jones at? Jay Jones get his dopamine hit. He probably got it right now. He got watches coming for his birthday. But I'm pretty sure that like there will be an Aragon that comes out, which I was looking at Aragons. For those of you guys that like larger watches, those of you guys that are looking for titanium, tungsten inserts, Swiss movements, and you don't want to spend over $1,000, you don't want to spend over $500. Aragon, whoo, hey, don't sleep on it. Avente. Kevin O'Leary is scummy for sure. FTX. Oh. Bro, the word scummy has always been funny to me. Oh no, that word has always been funny to me, man. Oh man, O'Leary had to interview by FP Jordan. I saw that. You see, Kevin O'Leary's a little evil dude. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, like, Kevin O'Leary is not a fan favorite. There's a YouTuber, man, that, oh my gosh, he had a topic saying that YouTubers are making you guys boring as collectors, but then, like, talked about Kevin O'Leary. He talked about producer Michaels, man. This dude was going in. And there's a couple people that go in on YouTube, man. Oh, man, this is crazy. If I had this type of money, everyone in my family will have a house, car, stock portfolio, and I give them shares and all. But he probably does, so let me shut up. I don't know. How come people don't gravitate to some lesser known brands? Hold up. Jay Jones, let me say this. And this is just based off experience and what I've read and what I've seen and just being in those spaces. It goes back to what I wrote right here. It is brand heritage. You have to keep in mind, bro, what is watchmaking? You can literally refer to watchmaking or like watch enthusiasm or collecting, if you will, into like making America great again type of speeches, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you want people to go back to where it was. So you hear a lot of going back to the less than 40 millimeter because people are gravitating toward smaller watches. You hear the in-house term being thrown out there, watchmaking, the precision, all of these things that are being televised or marketed or advertised on YouTube channels, man. And this is where I see that there's a discrepancy. There's some people that are coming after other YouTubers saying, hey, you are a shield or you are boring or you're this, because they're gravitating. They're trying to direct traffic. Case in point, that's why I wrote down the whole tutor thing, because from Friday to Monday to yesterday, I've seen over 100. Has been like YouTube and TikTok was showing me, hey, tutor. And I'm like, man, every time I looked up, there's a tutor video and I'm looking at it and everybody's jumping on that. But like, is there a middle ground? Is there something? Yes, there are. Everybody's at a different price point. And I don't know, man, in my opinion, it's not sexy to talk about a lesser brand. Anybody talk about Aragon to promote Aragon? Why would one of these big channels, why would people gravitate towards Aragon? Because that does not showcase watchmaking. It does not showcase heritage. It does not showcase your money, your status, how you look. I mean, case in point, some of the YouTubers have videos. There are people that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, even up to 1 million, over 1 million subscribers. And there is a certain image that has to be maintained, bro. They're not going to go to lesser brands. Why? That's why you have some companies, and I've seen some smaller YouTubers. It's better to talk about the bigger brands because you get more eyes focused in on you, and then you can push and move whatever objective you have. While those, case in point, bro, I'll give you the best. Like, look at this channel. For those that's been watching, bro, I talked about Invicta heavy for 4 years, bro. 4 years, and guess what happened, right? No matter how I promote it or the thumbnails, whatever the case is, no matter how much I try, how much I promote it, bro, I wasn't getting the views. I didn't have the viewer count. Right? It wasn't there for 4 years. I was barely scratching 800 subscribers. Yes, people like that information, and now what's crazy is the evergreen, what they call evergreen content. A lot of my older videos are starting to get more views because, and I believe that comes down to there was a demographic that was looking at Shop HQ and those home shopping networks, and now those are gone. They're not even doing JTV now. So if they want their daily fix of Invicta, now they type in the word Invicta and they're like, okay, my videos pop up. So like now those videos that had 68 views now got 5.7K. Some got 32,000. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, right? But gravitating back to your comment, bro. No, that's not the thing, because luxury sales, that's more sexy, bro. That's more inviting to look at luxury watches. This is my humble opinion. Morning, all. Oh my gosh. Welcome in, sir. Citizen. The Citizen is 4,000 with plus or less 5 seconds per year. Bullet of Lunar Pilot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Citizen owns Boulevard 2, yup. It definitely is a diplomatic hit. I mean, dopamine hit. Try to balance it by paying estimate taxes first, then splurge on watches. Why are men now wearing women's watches? I don't know what that's about, bro. I don't know. And it's like always the industry leaders, man. I'm going to tell you another topic that we'll talk about. We hit an hour. I just want to bring this to your attention. I've been working on something, and I've been working on this for a minute, and I'm debating if I should bring it out or not. Like, I've been talking about this or actually working on this content for at least a year, and I decided not to bring it out, then I decided to bring it out, but I feel that there are people in hip-hop that failed us, those that follow hip-hop, and those that haven't followed hip-hop, those that's in the what industry? Movies, movie makers, and artists, and like there's people that, and I'm primarily blaming this on hip hop, like people of hip hop. I was introduced to certain, like I didn't know what AP was until I started watching some of my favorite rappers and R&B artists talk about watches, right? I was like, what the heck is an AP? And then I learned about it and I did the research on it. I said, oh wow, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And then the Patek, right? But then the bust downs, I'm seeing the diamonds and I'm thinking that's like, oh man, that's cool, bro. Like, and then I'm seeing these watches, I'm seeing the price. I said, ooh, they paid how much? Originally paying $43,000 for 5811, then they had it taken over to one of these jewelry spots out in New York and have them put diamonds in it and stuff like that. Now they say the watch is worth $98,000 or $110,000, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And I believe that crap until I literally started researching myself. So I feel that the members of hip hop and some of my favorite artists have let me down because you didn't teach me horology. I didn't even know that word 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I didn't even know what that meant, bro. Like, and they definitely didn't do a good job. They didn't do it at all. So yes, I haven't brought it out yet, but it's definitely going to be going in on some rappers that can't even tell time on their watch, which it pisses me off. The fact that you got so many of us that follow you, we look up to you, and when it comes to something as simple as a freaking watch, you just showcase just the luxury end of it and why, like you sort of promote foolish spending. Like, I ain't gonna say sort of, you do. So I don't know if I should, like, I debated if I should bring that video out. I've been working on it for a year. I just haven't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just haven't done it yet. Trap, as you know, because we have talked about some of these lesser, hey, I know, Animal Wildin'. Animal men's vintage was smaller than 40 millimeter. I just mind my business. People are afraid to change. Man. I will show you something, bro. Like, right now, I have 2 videos that are just ridiculous. One is an Invicta video. It's a short. The other one is, gosh, what is it? It is the Tissot gradient dial. That one has 24,000 views. The Invicta piece has 69,000 views, right? And in that, when you go through the comments, somebody says, cool, you got a Tissot. Now keep going till you can get you a real watch. Bro, I didn't buy this to make you happier to receive that type of comment. Do you know how much I enjoy this watch? And it's not even the money that I spent on the watch, which I got this at a great deal. But I really like this watch and the way it's made. I think the Tissot PRX is hands down one of the best watches on the market. And the people think so too. There's only a few YouTubers that may question that, but the proof is in the pudding. The Morgan Stanley report shows that Tissot is in the top 10 most sold watches. As far as market share, they're in the top 10. Rolex being number one, of course. Who is number two? Cartier, and then Omega. I think Tissot is either 7 or 10. But I think there's I think at least two. Who is it? I'm trying to think of what else in the Swatch group. Was it Hamilton? I think it's Hamilton is in the top 10 too. I'm not sure, but I know there's two Swatch groups, brands of the Swatch group. Tissot was in the top 10. Just know that. So for those that are that feel that Tissot, yes, entry level Swiss goodness, but that could be somebody's one and done. This piece right here could be somebody's one and done. For chronometer certified, for those that like, hey, you know, I really want to get a chronometer certified timepiece, you can get it for well under $1,000, even with the elevated prices. Evergreen content, nice. I just learned something. Yeah. Kimosabi, at one time, I was skeptical about looking at other brands, but now I've opened my eyes to check them out. The need for in-house is so cringe. Oh man. Most brands who claim in-house usually are using bespoke movements from Selena. Yes. Yup. And they just add stuff. They just add stuff to it, man. Like, what's crazy, bro, is like you mess around to get a 2824 and they change the rotor on it and put their own rotor. There was one company though, it's a Microbrand, man. He changed out the bridge and some other stuff, man, made it solid gold or something. Like, it was dope. Beautiful move. I mean, made it beautiful. Regulated that thing, it looks nice. I can't remember the price or the brand. I have to research again and then talk about it later if I remember. I was wondering why JJ was wearing Anne Klein watch. Oh, I'm done. I am Oh my gosh, bro. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh. Man. Oh, JJ. Oh, he just heated you up, bro. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Did you almost trip and fall? You almost killed yourself? I had to save you. In many brands, I prefer quality third-party movements. Okay. In-house demand is a hustle. I don't subscribe to stuff like that. Hyper beast culture isn't about quality. It's all luxury and hype. Yeah, man. Like you take out just like chasing a certain watch or just looking at it and enjoying it, man. Excuse me for the shakity shakies. I'm gonna tell you a watch that I bought that I absolutely dig, and I still wear it, man. Like you can wear summer, spring, it really don't matter. But this the frame, right? This has it's been coated, so and I've worn this watch a number of times. The scratches are very minimum on here. Matter of fact, I'm looking down at it. I don't have very minimal scratches, and I was wearing this desk diving in this watch at a previous job. When I got it, I wore this watch so much. This is the Travis from Dufresne, and the Vickers on it. The coating is like 800 Vickers. Though I do have a watch that I've been wearing that has 1200 Vickers, and it's titanium from the South Baltimore company, and it does give off IWC vibes, right? And IWC is a very great brand, I believe, honestly, because I like IWC. I like the Engineer. The Engineer, am I pronouncing that right? I like their pilot watches, but the Engineer, in my opinion, is the best thing that they have. And I understand that that wasn't a popular design by Genta, but from the first time I saw it, I fell in love with it. I think the watch is amazing. Not particularly in love with the price, but still a great looking watch. Ben Gangsta Rap 10. Hold up, hold up, I'm gonna get to the super chat because I saw it. DJ Yella. Hannibal, same here, hi Yella. This is a great watch brand, no doubt. When I say gangster rap to myself, I use the most proper voice. Boy, you crazy. Longines is 7th on Tissot. Yes, that's what it was. Longines. Thank you. I knew it was one of them Longines, man. DLC in the building. DLC is fire. Skylar Santenio is in the building, everybody. I'm late. That's a write-up. Nah, you good, bro. Even though the STA is at the end of gangster, I pronounce gangster. The gangster, when I see gangster rap, timepiece, it's long jeans. Long jeans is crazy. It's bell, that's called bell bottoms. You said Trap, a lot of us have no home training. That goes for me too. Trap is the GOAT, yes. It's another hey, baby bird. Super chat. I will involve anybody, I don't care who it is. Thank you for the super chat in the building, you feel me? Long jeans is a brutal name. Oh man, don't make that another word that becomes funny to me. Long jeans. Try to take it easy on those glasses, please. Man. And Klein watches Jabot jeans. Oh, dead. Oh my gosh, I'm getting off this live, man. Oh my gosh, bro. Why they heating you up, bro? Oh man. Wow. That's crazy, man. That is so crazy. Jabot jeans. Oh, my word. I can't, man. Y'all, it's impossible, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, baby bird right here, bro. MC Hammer. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. Oh man, I got a straight headache. Oh my gosh. Dude, I promise, man, y'all kill me this live, man. Okay, all right. Plane is landed. Seatbelt sign. Take them off. We at the concourse, man. They about to open the doors, man. Y'all got to get out of here. Man, I need some water. Hold up, man. I can't fool with y'all. Okay, all right. Let's resume. Matter of fact, just because I do have my nomadic, and I just want to put that out there, put a plug. If you like Tudor watches and Rolex watches, preferably your dive watches, Submariner types, well, I will refer you to this company right here, which is out of Belfast. No, I am not a sponsor of the brand. I am just a fan of the brand. I like this watch. I love how it feels on the wrist. The finishing, and it has a Salida movement that has been put in by the watchmaker, regulated. The watch is built like a tank. I've worn this watch. I love the on-the-fly adjustments. I love the class. I love everything about this watch. Is it perfect for me in the application? Yes, it is. Does it have flaws? Who cares? It's a great watch. And that's that. He's selling again. Hey, man. FUBU. Oh, I'm done. For us, by us, looking. Whoa, what is wrong with y'all today, man? And Klein watches, Jabot jeans, FUBU. Oh, my gosh, bro. Y'all pulling it out today. Y'all, the Jabot jeans took me out. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. And Klein watches and Jabot jeans is wild. That's wild. Jay Jones, man. Defend yourself, Jay Jones. Defend yourself, bro, and get out the chat, man. Run, go. Matter of fact, just run away, bro. You can't come back for 12 days, bro. You gotta let this die out, man. Wow. Who'd have thought, man? There's some straight comedians in the chat, bro. I'm telling you. Y'all, okay. I'm done for the day. I appreciate you guys for spending your most valuable time with me. Yes. I enjoyed doing this episode. If you guys want to see this again, hopefully Skylar, Tyree, and this is open to any other content creators that I haven't actually done a video with. I think it's worth talking about as far as tariffs is concerned. Not so much to beat a dead horse, but are there alternatives? Or what's the alternatives? What should we turn to? Trading is open. Trading is open. Now that takes research, because if this person, you have to, man, one thing I learned about some people, some collectors, you don't take care of your watches, man. And then I buy your watch and I get it and it's all busted. eBay sellers, same deal. You're selling busted watches and you're not. Just be transparent. That is why. And this is another channel, like Matt's Watches. I will buy from him anytime. He showcases. He'll let you know what's scratched. He'll let you know if there's not enough links. The rest of it, I'm not gonna say the rest, but there's some other eBay sellers, shady, man, shady. And y'all got too much, y'all asking way too much for some. You eBay sellers that bought those Invicta pieces with the tiger's eye, and you asking $1,100 for that? Man, y'all tripping, man. Y'all bugging, bro. Y'all straight bugging. Who in the world you think you are? You eBay sellers, and I'm not calling your name out, but all I'm gonna say, all you gotta do is go to eBay and type in Invicta, seeing some of those watches. If you got a question, please refer to somebody that know more. Don't get them people that kind of money for it, because those watches weren't worth that then. They're not worth it now. And we're talking Invicta. Invicta is not even a watch company. It's a luxury. I mean, not luxury. It's a fashion brand or a retailer. It's Walmart for what? Bro, because they sell everything else: cologne, wine, glasses, dice, playing cards, everything, gangster grills, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Invicta do that, man. But for you eBay sellers out there, yes, I'm saying this because I don't want nobody that comes to this channel to go over there and make a bad decision on buying watches. Please do your research on any watch company. I'm not picking on Invicta, but I'm just telling I've seen for myself some of those watches that you guys are asking top dollar for, that what is it? The New York watch, the Times Square Invicta, their version of Reverso. Man, y'all tripping. Yes, it got a sleeve of 200. Yes, Invicta don't make it anymore. And if it's in good condition, yes, it's worth a decent amount. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I've seen the watch. I've actually worn it. It's a pretty nice watch. But for those of you asking to like $1,000 for that watch, nope. The current watches and even those character watches from Invicta that you guys are asking $2,000 for, those watches when they were big, when they were out, they're quartz pieces, bruh. Those watches were anywhere from $150 to maybe $299, and y'all asking close to $2,000 out of here. And if somebody was like, "Hey, it's number limited, they don't make it no more, I'ma buy it." Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you want it, you tell them I will give you, put a price in there that you're willing to pay for that piece, and if they go for it, you got one. You better research it though, I'm telling you, because they will get you. They will rip your drawers, your long jeans off. We need to keep the tall tree stickers on the t-shirt. Tall T stickers. Hey, you still... Hey, I just thought about that. Oh my gosh, man. What was that? 2000s rap? Franchise boys? Oh, them tall tees was wild. Jabot jeans with tall tees and swag back then. Sheesh, can't touch this. Stamped on the jeans, back pocket. I'm out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. And again, you guys have spent your most valuable asset, which is time. Appreciate y'all. I have nothing but love for everybody, man. And until the next lightning strike, man, y'all be blessed. I thought I had my hat on. I was about to salute up here, but I'll salute properly. Holla at y'all later.